Wasapi Ajmain Wabad. Dear beloved believers, those of you who are visiting us, I'm very, very happy to be here today in Chicago, Illinois, which is called the Windy City, and the place where I grew up and lived here in these streets for many years, worked here in these streets many years. And I see Chicago as my home. I see my family here and friends here. And I'm always, absolutely always happy to return here and be here, even though I'm not treated sometimes good.
We treat him good.
Not here. But Chicago is a place that has a lot of memories. I want to thank the Mosque for the invitation to come out for this first Sunday. I've been trying to get back up to Chicago for a while since the last time I've been here. And, this work that we're in is tremendous. I think within the last 6 months, I think I might have been home about 4 or 5 times, maybe 6 times, I don't know. But I'm going almost every week teaching someplace in the city or in the country, in these cities. And I want to say this to you, and my wife tell me and people tell me, man, you need to rest. And Imam Mohammed said one time, he said, I rest when I'm teaching. I remember him saying that because this religion brings about a peace upon you when you're transferring this information to help people. And I don't care where. I've been to prisons, I've been to just every place. I'm not going to go all the list of places and cities. And not just to talk, but to share. Because I've sat in just meetings like this and just sit down talking with people and sharing. And you'd be surprised how many questions people get from this community just to know about Imam Deen Muhammad's leadership. I spent a lot of effort trying to preserve the integrity of this community. I say this because there's a big, huge effort right now. It's very huge to dismantle a work that started with the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and to take this community and bring it into a dominance where it is owned by other people. And I don't know whether you know it, how you see it, etc., but you get people all the time trying to exclude. Right now they're trying to say, well, Islam was brought because of the schools. The first private school was Clara Muhammad School. By Clara Muhammad School. But you got people say, we started this. We did this. I see it so many times. I'm not fighting them, but I still bring forward the truth. The truth. I told people once, and I had to bring this to your attention. I said that when I was in the Nation of Islam, I came to follow the Honorable Elijah Muhammad in 1969. I came to the Nation of Islam. And when I began to learn about Islam, as I understood Islam, it was to have a decent life. I wanted to be a good person, really. You may not believe that. And I thought that Elijah Muhammad could help black people. I really did, because I've been here, been there, and I said, Elijah Muhammad, I want to go to him. I said, but I thought I'm going to go to the Panther Party. I was going to go to the Panther Party because they were helping the black people. And what happened was, I said, I want to join them, but they didn't. They let white folks in at that time. They started letting white folks. I said, I don't want to join that, And I said, I want to go to Elijah Muhammad, but they won't let them carry guns. I needed to carry a gun. I wanted to fight for my people. That was my attitude. I was only 19 years old. I'm going to fight for my people. But I said it one day, I said, Elijah is smart. he got a secret army somewhere in this country. I believe this. And I said, where they training the men to help liberate our people. So what happened? I said, I'm going down and join the Nation of Islam. So I went down on 53rd Street, and there was Yusuf Shaw, Minister Yusuf Shaw, teaching real hard. And I said, wow, what this is. And I joined. So I got a good friend of mine, which is, his name was Dimitri at that time, Shaheed Muslim. When I joined, I said, how can one rise up and become a rise? How can you rise in the Nation of Islam? I said, what do you have to do? Because I want to find out where the secret army was. So he said, just do what you're told. I said, yeah, I know that. But what do you have to do? Just be needed and be here and do what you're told. I said, that's all? He said, that's all. Just do that. I said, shoot, that's easy. So anything they were asked to do, I raised my hand. Oh, we need volunteers. I raised my hand. Anything, and whatever it was, you know. But I never got to the secret army. I just kept working and working and working, and Allah blessed me to grow in that. And I had that same attitude when Imam Deen Mohammed assumed leadership in this community. And to keep working and keep working and keep working. And I'm going to tell you something. He told myself and Dr. Nasser Ahmed, Dr. Nasser Ahmed, who's down in Miami, Florida now, he met with us here in Chicago, and he said, you all have to preserve the language and integrity of this community. He said, Allah has blessed you to understand this language. Preserve that, you know. He said, because there will be coming people after us, they'll try to change it where you won't even recognize we said anything. Brothers and sisters, they've been trying and trying and trying. Allah's my witness. So I say this because language is so important. I found out something in about 15 years ago. I found out that my great-grandfather, I found out from my father's brother, who had became a Muslim in Detroit with his whole family. We didn't even know him because they separated early. They separated, and they lived up in Detroit. My father lived down in Chicago. I finally met some of them. So I was talking with my Uncle David, my father's brother, because my father had passed, and I had gave him some of my books and tapes and things, and he says to me, he said, you know, I was listening to those tapes you had and that Arabic you were speaking. He said, my great-grandfather was they used to write the Arabic in a circle. You know, we call it halakha. And they used to tell them, boy, stop writing that scratch in that ground. I said, Uncle David, I said, that was Holocaust that we set in. And I said, he said, our grandfather said that? He used to be a scout for General Grant. I said, man, you don't know what you did for me. I lost my witness. I said, I've been knowing all my life what was it in me that was such a distance, you know. And I was the so-called black sheep of the family, you know, and I always rebelled. I was a rebeller. So what happened was, I said, I knew it. I knew I was something, you know. Then he told me that we had a relationship in the Marcus Garvey family. So I'm checking out history, you know, that we know nothing about. Brothers and sisters, let me tell you something. We have yet to really understand what we have lost and where we gotta go. And another thing has come to me too. There's a strong effort in the community now to discount learning the Quranic language. People tell me, you don't need that. You know, brother just said, just here this weekend. This brother actually told me, he said, well, brother, man, Allah speaking all languages. So why we got to get Arabic? And apparently he don't read the Quran. Allah said, Inna anzalna Qur'anan Arabiyya la'alakum ta'qilun. It says, surely we have sent this Quran, in the Arabic Quran, la'alakum ta'qilun. And the way it's translated is that you can get wisdom and knowledge. But la'alakum ta'qilun means that you can become intelligent. Akila. That you become intelligent. Why? Because Allah gave the whole creation with the impetus to teach people this religion in the whole creation. You know. Now, when people say, "Well, I don't need to know that language," I say, first, limadha, why? You know, it was taken from you. The first thing they took from you was what when you came here? Your language. And then if you saw you spoke the same language, they separated, put you over here and etc. There's been a strong effort to break down the language knowledge for communication. Why? Because language are made of words. And words do what? Words do what? Words make people. Words make people. You're nothing but an embodiment of words. Imam Mohammed said it like this, rahimahullah alayhi. He said, you are nothing but an embodiment of words. You see, he said, speak of something without a word. Try it. So you can't do it. Words make you what you are. You're nothing but an embodiment of words. And then the words make knowledge and knowledge make language. So if I remove from you that make you, I own you. If I give you my language, they spend a lot of time giving you another language so that you can respond to their language in their beat. You see? So there's been an effort, a strong effort, to take away from that language that makes up your system. You see? You have every creature has a language. Every creature. Even the worm has a language. The bird has a language. Everything has a language. And it's designed for their life to advance them. You know, you never see crows, even though they fly, they don't try to act like pigeons. They just don't. You know, think the fish, you know, they have their own school. Imam Muhammad said like this when he said, fish go to school, but they never graduate. They just in schools, always swimming. You see, but everything has its own language, its own design. So now, if you take something out of its language and it begins to copy that is put in, then they're strange to that environment. So we have been taken out of an environment. We've been taken out of a context where we can think for ourselves. And words make people, and people are nothing but an embodiment of words. And you think with words. You cannot think without a word. I tell them, think of something without a word and tell me what it is. In any language, just tell me. Think of what you think of in a word. You can't do it. So how do we come back now? Because one of the things that came up when we came here were brought over here, they made sure we were separated and etc. And they found some of you who could do it, caught you doing it, they whipped you to death, killed you, threw you away. You see? So for years, they have dismantled our life. Every part of it, starting with the language, and then the culture, and then the science and everything. And pretty soon, everything was put in us, you know, we're different. You see? You know, I remember Imam Shuaib said once, you know, he said, even with this rap language, he said, we learn how to take, we have to take and how to unwrap the rap. W-R-A-P and R-A-P. How do you unwrap the rap? I remember I said, man, I like that. How you unwrap the rap? Because you have been taken out of one wrapping and put in another wrap, and now you double wrap. You know, so you know, like Imam Muhammad said, he said, when Farad Muhammad came, may God bless him, granny paradise, he said, Farad came and put a blindfold on a blind man. He said, think about that now. Here's a man's already blind, and you're gonna play pin the tongue. You put a blind on somebody already blind, so blind him again. He said, now to you it may be bad. You may think that's bad. He said, but that was good for us. But he came and put a language on top of a language to break us out of the language so you can understand the language. And that's what's happening. Believe it or not. You'd be surprised. I speak on colleges, universities, etc., and they be wondering, how can you speak like that and you ain't graduated none of these universities? You know? Because Allah has gave us a language of internal insight and acceptance that God has given to us through a book called Quran. So when somebody tell you that the Quran is hard, that you don't need, what you need that Arabiya for? You don't need that Arabiya. You know, in fact, I was told that. I was told that in 1970, when I started first taking Arabic here in Chicago. I didn't go overseas. I never studied overseas. But what happened was, some of you might remember, where's it? Rabban. You remember Renee? Renee. We were going out to sell papers. And before we went out to sell papers, we would always have to do what we call a dua. Now we do a prayer. So Renee got up to do the prayer. I wish I could find him today. He was so motivating to me on this. He said, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. O Allah, guide us among those whom God has guided right, and preserve us among those whom God has preserved. Y'all remember that prayer, right? We used to say that prayer. But I was waiting to hear what he said at first. You know, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. So as soon as he finished, I said, man, what's that you said at the beginning? Now I said, what's that you said at the beginning? You know, he said, oh, that's Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim with the name of Allah. I said, man, where you learn that at? Because I came in the nation one day. I said, where you? Oh, he said, Ali Baghdadi, he teaches his class on Saturday on 5335 Greenwood in the mosque. I said, I'm going to that class. I went to that class and I started taking Arabic right there. So what happened, you know, he was teaching 6 letters. Darasa and Wazina. 6 letters, you know. And people doing 6 letters every week, he'll give you 6 letters. I said, this is going to take too long. That's what I said to myself. I said, this is taking too long. I said, why? Because Yusuf Shaw, the minister at that time, he was talking about one Sunday. He said, what's going to happen when the mothership comes? They're going to drop leaflets. They're going to drop these leaflets. And they be written in Arabic and English. And those that can read it in Arabic going to get a special place to go to, and the other one have to go to another place because they're going to have to be debrief somebody. I said, well, I need to go where the one who know the Arabic how to read. So anyway, I'm telling Ali about that, and he tells me, I say, well, what is how can I get that Arabic like that? You know, so he says to me, he said, what's your rush? I said, because the mothership is coming, and I need to know this Arabic. Allah's my witness. Now I can look back at it. He was so patient with me, with these stories and things. He said, okay. And he said, I tell you what, we can't rush the class along, but you come by the house, and we'll give you some extra lessons. So I used to go by his house, you know. And, you know, then I was told by, and I'm saying these things for a reason. Some of you remember Lieutenant Douglas, who was martyred years ago, you know. I came out to go to sell paper, you know. No, he sending everybody out. So he says to me, he says, you're not going out? I said, no, I'm going to the Arabic class first. I mean, after Saturday afternoon. He said, brother, you got to get out here with these papers. He said, you can't teach them papers with Arabic. You know, them people speak English out there. So I had to go on in detail. There were a lot of obstacles along the way to get to this point. Now that Allah has blessed me, subhanAllah, Allah has blessed me, I'm not, I can't say I ain't a scholar now because, because I told the Imam once and I corrected him once. He said, yeah, we got our own scholars right there. I said, oh, no, brother, man, I ain't know that. Your other imams are there. He looked at me, you are a scholar. He said, a scholar is not one who just reads and repeat what he reads. A scholar is one who learns and improves upon what he's learned and what you've done improved upon. I wanted to crawl up under the table, hide, because that whoop, I guess, never said that again. But what I will say this to you, the study of this Quran is a book that has liberated us. Most of us know the most honorable Elijah Muhammad Whenever he came out, where he had the Quran at? Did he have it up there? Hold it up? He always had it up high. You never had down like this, throw down there. Always dignified. And he always gave honor to it. And, some of you may not remember this. We had lessons called different lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3, and the problem book, right? Now, if you solve the problem book, you got a reward. And the highest reward that you got was the Holy Quran Sharif. You remember that? The highest reward. You got money, this, that, and that. So I was talking with Imam Bacha one time, maybe Allah bless him, grant him paradise. Me and Bacha was talking about, he said, Qasim, he said, when I got a little suspicious of things, he said, I figured out one of those problems. He said, I know I figured it out. And he said, and they didn't send me my $150 in gold. He said, I sent it, they didn't get it. He said, that's when I started being suspicious. Because, and these problems were some complicated problems. How many ducks did it take to drink, the ducks to drink the water, and to empty Lake Michigan, just to really complicated. But Basha figured out one, he said. Anyway, I'm saying this to you because even under the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he pointed us to the Quran. In the Nation of Islam, we didn't even know a lick of Arabic or nothing, but he gave us to read the Quran because he didn't know how, but it would free us. And Allah blessed us, brothers and sisters. This is what you need to understand. Allah blessed us with the leadership of Imam, word of Deen Mohammed. And we know, I'm not going to go through his history and the struggles that he went through with us. But Allah blessed him to come back to this community. He said it. Some of you remember 1975, he said, I wasn't coming back to this community. He said, I was going to stay and start teaching in Africa, and I was going to let y'all hear about us over here. And he made this statement too. Some of you may remember. He said, I was going to start a mosque here, me and my son. His little son, Wallace, at that. He said, I'm going to start a mosque with me and my son, and start. He said, but Allah sent me back. Allah brought me back here to be with you. Now, brothers and sisters, so you can understand why I'm talking to you this day, because I'm in a battle right now with a few others, not a whole lot, but there's a strong effort, not by a whole bunch, but a big group, to take away this community and its dignity. Because you don't think that you're qualified to lead. But I'm telling you, Allah has already selected you. Allah says in the Quran, Subhanallah, Allah says in the Quran, وَجَاهِدُوا فِي اللَّهِ حَقَّ جِهَادِهِ هُوَ اجْتَبَاكُمْ وَمَا جَعَلَ عَلَيْكُمْ فِي الدِّينِ مِنْ حَرَاجٍ مِلَّةَ أَبِيكُمْ إِبْرَاهِيمَ هُوَ سَمَاكُمُ الْمُسْلِمِينَ. Allah says in the Quran, and strive in Allah as you should strive. And do not, it says, he has selected who watched the bakum. Who watched the bakum means selecting you from a whole lot of things. وَمَا جَعَلَ عَلَيْكُمْ فِي الدِّينِ مِنْ حَرَاجٍ, and he has not put any difficulty on you in your religion. Not only did he selected you. Now this who watched the bakum, it's like when you go to the grocery store. I'm going to give you an example. If you go to the grocery store to get some cereal, when you go on the cereal line, what do you see up there? A whole bunch of cereals, don't you? Well, when you go on that cereal, you go in and select what you want. When Allah said, who was jabakum, he selected you out of millions of things and pulled you. Give you another close example. All of us are successful sperms. You know that, don't you? You wouldn't be here if you hadn't made the race. But in that selection, there was millions that was released at the same time. Out of all of them swimming, going up there, only one was selected. That was you. You were very successful. I don't care how ugly you might think you is, how short you is, how much money you don't have. You were selected by, you didn't make the selection, God did. Who was tabakum wa ma ja'ala alaykum fi ad-deen min haraj Millata abikum Ibrahima. He selected you, and he cultivates you, and has selected you. Huwajtabakum wa ma ja'ala alaykum fid dini min haraj. And he has selected you and made you Muslim. Millata abikum Ibrahima huwa samakum muslimin. He was selected from your father Abraham and named you Muslim. You know, not overseas, not even from Mohammed. Allah gave it to Abraham, who? Your daddy. So why am I emphasizing it? We don't have to copy nobody from no place. You don't have to copy to be an Arab, a Pakistani, any place. Allah selected you long time ago and selected you, and the journey that we went through to get captured from slavery, Imam Mohammed put it like this. He said, you didn't think Allah knew that you were going to be put in slavery? That he wasn't going to prepare something for you? Well, oh God, why are we in this condition? I selected you for that. And no one can take that away from you. I mentioned this many times around the country. But I was at teaching a big, huge masjid in Dallas, outside of Dallas. And I was teaching this group of brothers, got them. And I was excited, and I was talking. You know, sometimes we get excited. We don't just stand up. We excited. So I stopped. I said, you know what? You all can have the same spirit I got. All you have to do is go through 400 years of slavery. That's what I told them. I told them just like that. And they said, I said, and you would have it. I said, but you have to earn this right. We earned this. There's no way you can have come through all of this. I don't care. I've been to Africa. I have brothers in Africa. I have brothers in Pakistan. Different places I've been and met people in the world. They say, Imam, you are better Muslims than us. They have told me that to my face, you know. And we should follow you. You know? Not because all the Arabic you know. I know people saying, oh, you don't need the Arabic. You don't even, when people say that to me, I said, when the brother was telling me that the other day, I said, you don't even know what Arabic is. You know, you think it's just reciting some letters. You see, everything has a language, brothers. So everything has a language. And Allah has perfected the language of Arabic to address the nature of the human being, where you can express the excellence of your creation, nature. You know, just like eagles have a call. Every bird, listen to the different birds, and listen to the horse, listen to the cow. All of them have a language to address their condition. Your language was a language of human language that addresses the most excellent part of the human being, called his moral nature. You understand? Your moral nature. Now, the Quran has in it the ability to understand the nature of your moral nature. You know, when you say, you know, I mean, I just get, and I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time in Arabic. I'm just going to show you a quick example. You know, it says, وَأَتَسِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا وَاذْكُرُوا نِعْمَةَ اللَّهِ عَلَيْكُمْ إِذْ كُنْتُمْ أَعْدَاءً فَأَلَّفَ بَيْنَ قُلُوبِكُمْ فَأَصْبَحْتُمْ بِنِعْمَتِهِ إِخْوَانًا. Can I get a little water? إِخْوَانًا. Now, it says here, it says that وَأَتَسِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا. Hold fast to the rope of God and never separate yourself. You know, and remember, this is what Allah said, remember you were enemies to each other, and He united your hearts. وَأَلَّفَ بَيْنَ قُلُوبِكُمْ فَأَصْبَحْتُمْ بِنِعْمَتِهِ إِخْوَانًا. This is so powerful, people understand it, because the word أَلَّفَ is the first letter of the Arabic alphabet. أَلَّفَ. And when you say in the Quran, وَأَلَّفَ بَيْنَ قُلُوبِهِمْ لَوْ أَنفَقْتَ مِنْ الْأَرْضِ جَمِيعًا. It says that, moreover, we have united the hearts of the believers. And even if you spent all that you have in the earth, you can't do it. But Allah will. With the word أَلَّفَ. Because we think coming together on Juma, you all right. You know, we in unity. That ain't your Juma, because you come to Juma, and the person, thank you. the person in Juma that's standing right next to you don't like you because you're ugly. Or they jealous because you got your money. Or that, look what she got on today. She got the same thing she had on last week. But you up here praying. You up here praying and come here, Allahu Akbar, do all them rituals and stuff, and still don't like the person in front of you, back and don't even like the Imam that's talking to you. So you're not united like that. وَأَلَّفَ بَيْنَ قُلُوبِكُمْ اللَّهُ أَنْفَقْتَ مَا فِي الْأَرْضِ جَمِيعًا. He has united the hearts of the believers. You know, and even if you spent all that you have in the earth, you can't do it. But Allah can. See, this is the difference. So when you have Alafa is a connection of the sensitivities of the natural nature of the heart that was built for you bind yourself together. So Allah said, وَاعْتَسِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا وَاذْكُرُوا نِعْمَةَ اللَّهِ عَلَيْكُمْ إِذْ كُنْتُمْ أَعْدَاءً فَأَلَّفَ بَيْنَ قُلُوبِكُمْ فَأَصْبَحْتُمْ بِنِعْمَتِهِ إِخْوَانًا. Now you might say, now why is our Qasim just giving us all this Arabic? We don't speak all this Arabic. So of course I'm hoping you'll get here. I'm trying to let you know something. Imam Mohammed, he told me once, he said, look, we was up at the, getting ready to go eat. You know, it was the last time for Ramadan can come in. So he says to me, he says, so you planning on reading the Quran this month in Arabic? He said, you know you should do that now. I said, yeah, Brother Imam, sometime when I start reading in Arabic, I'll be slowing down, and so I'll go back over to the English. He said, well, how many times you don't read it in English? I said, maybe about 10 times. He said, well, you don't read it enough. Just read it in Arabic. That's what he said, Allah will bless you. That's what he told me. Just read the language in Arabic, and the God who revealed it, he will bless you. Am I right or wrong, Brother Najee? You know, you can just begin to read. Here's something you done been taught that. How did I come? I was listening to him today when he was giving those explanations. I said, he's giving concepts, because he's already a teacher, but Allah has taken his natural teaching in him, and now he's taking that nature and unfolding it. Allah has blessed me with a lot of ideas to teach you this Arabic. A lot of, he's blessed. I know other brothers who've done it, you know, because Allah is raising us up to reach each one of you. You see, so he may teach certain methods different from me. I may teach him. Salim Mukman may teach him. I never argue with anybody that's trying to teach us how to learn this language. What I argue with is the people don't want nothing. I'm just going to wait until Jesus get here. I'm not making mockery of Jesus Christ. No, believe me. Because we have people, everybody, you got people right now waiting on Jesus Christ to save the world. You know, brother, he said to me, he said, are you waiting on Jesus? I said, no. You know, because he's been here and left. You know, but don't you know he's coming? I said, if you understand what it says in biblical language, it say, he told his disciple, I go away and you leave me no more, and you see me no more. But again you will see me, because I in you and you in me, and greater works will you do after I'm gone. That wasn't talking about Jesus, the physical body. That was talking about the spirit of Jesus Christ that you find in prophets and messengers who have given life to all human beings. And you know I'm getting a little distracted. I'm going to get back to what I want to emphasize to you. Huh?
I want to ask a question. Do you agree that the language of the Quran and the logic and the way the language is presented, that it can clean up other languages?
Absolutely.
Because when the language is so corrupt that most people's conversations are difficult, when they come with a moral spirit, with a conscious spirit, it's difficult to put language together. And for example, you know, I shouldn't say this. Whenever some of us get up and speak, we think the people that educated us or around white folks, our language, we begin to enunciate. Our languages, we're trying best to clean it up, but it's hard, it's a struggle. And that's what I was thinking. I said, how do we get the common man that has a good heart and wants to be good and wants to be good, how can we lead them to you, to the scholars that can teach the Quran? And when you say Arabic, I always hear, I don't never hear you teaching Arabic. I hear you teaching Quran. And I hear you teaching Quran. And that's what we want the people to have. That's what the people, that's their inheritance. That we need the Quran. But I found that maybe it's because I was struggling with my children. I said, maybe if they learn the Quran, the prayers, and they learn in English, this is a language they understand first, then maybe that it can guide their heart to appreciate first goodness in their own self, and then want to know more.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason. I'm not a proponent of not reading the Quran in Arabic. I'm a proponent in people learning to do good and take the best. Because some people, their mama spoke English language to them, but they ain't never said a good word to them.
Yeah. Let me tell you. Here's what I want to tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
Your heart is a repository from God. Your heart. God has created your heart and has given your heart a language. Assalamu alaikum. Very good to meet you too, my brother and sister. Very meet. Yeah. Your heart has a language of its own. Your heart has a language of its own. In fact, there's if you go to online and find the it's called the Heart Math Institute, and they're showing that the heart has a language and the brain has a language. Both of them have languages, you see, and they communicate with each other, you see. So don't think because you're not speaking it from here that you're not speaking it from here. Your language already has a language of sincerity. Believe me, I tell people this right now. Your heart, where's the Quran revealed to? The heart. The heart. It didn't come to the brain. It came here to the heart. They said, Ala kulubika, I will reveal it upon the heart. All right, now, say you were sincere. Because I heard Imam Mohammed say that. He said, brothers and sisters, many of you are already right there. You're already sincere. You see, but now that sincerity has to be brought into articulation because Allah has also given you what? A brain. If you take the heart and the brain and connect together, these two jugular veins bring the hearts together. So what I'm trying to say to you, what it kind of get us to disconnect, oh brother, like the brother saying, Allah know all the languages. We don't need that Arabic. He telling me this other thing, and I'm trying to explain something to him, and he was defiant in his position because he'd been thinking on it so long and been convincing other people. So and as soon as I thought about it, you know what I thought about? It's an Arabic proverb that says, "Keslan Baytuni." Oh man, my mind is missing. Keslan Bay, Reksu Keslani Baytu Shaitani. That's what it is. Reksu Keslani Baytu Shaitani. Reksu means the head of the lazy man is the house of the devil. Let's repeat that. Rexen, let's see it. Rexen Keslani Baytu Shaitani. That's 4 words now. 4 words you learn there. Keslan, Rexu, Rexun is head. Keslan, lazy. Shaitan, you know that word. Shaitani. Baytu, Baytu Shaitani. That the head of the lazy man is the house of the devil. Now let me give you to it in English. In English, you know what that proverb is in English? Is this one right here. That the lazy man, the idle mind is what? It's the lazy's workshop. Isn't it? Same thing is just translated from English to Arabic. Listen, that's all right. I ain't gonna worry about it. So here, what has happened here? That the Keslan, the head of the lazy man is the house of the devil, but also the idle mind is what? The devil's worship. Isn't it? They're both the same, right? And look at now. Look at the English here. The English is like this. The English is like this. You see, when you say that the lazy man, what is it? The lazy.
An idle mind.
An idle mind. That's what I'm thinking about. Idle mind is the devil's workshop. Now listen, idle, I-D-O-L, and I-D-L-E. One means doing nothing, just standing still, and one is just something like our car idling. Same word, but the same concept. You ain't doing that. So when you have a people who have been regulated to be lazy, don't want to do nothing, and when it comes a challenge to your mind to make it lift itself up, they're gonna tell you right away, oh, you don't need that. You don't. I was told that years ago, brother. You don't need all that Arabic, because Allah gonna teach us Arabic and everything. That's what the brother told me. He said, Allah gonna teach that. This is what brother told me. He said, we don't need that Arabic cause Allah gonna teach us the Arabic language when we get to Egypt in the twinkling of an eye. That was told to me in 1971. So here's the same mind, the same effort, brothers. Just please listen to me. The same effort, the same mind, don't want you to come into your riches.
No.
You have the opportunity. Look at how children just grab up this computers and all this great scholarly children, But you can't get that. The Quran call it hard. And I'm not talking about Arabic. I'm talking about the Quranic Arabic. And the reason why, Allah, let me tell you this. Allah says in the Quran, وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ فَهَلْ مِن مُدَّكِرٍ. And we have made the Quran very, very easy for you to learn and understand. It is anyone who will be mindful. And the word there is yasarna. It means double strength, But what happens is this. That when you are lazy to obey God, it's hard. I'm going to tell you that's the problem right now. The reason why it's easy because you want to obey God. Now, think about the times how you want to obey God, how easy it is. Ain't it easy? But now when you resistant, I still like to go to that. Well, it's wrong. But then you start finding ways. But when you want to please Allah and obey Allah, whatever He gives you, He will make it easy for you. I don't care whether it's Arabic, the Quran, whatever. You can get it. But when you listen to these voices and, well, it's hard. We've been trying to study here. I remember then, and the Imam taught it, and we couldn't get us to get it. And then, they still keep coming. But I talk Arabic around this country, wallahi. I swear by Allah. I got people right around and reading Quran all around this country now. And outside the country. So I knew people didn't know nothing. No, you remember Hatem Hamidullah, when we had the convention out in Jersey, I think it was. And I remember when I started teaching him Arabic in 1979. He didn't know how to say blah, 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 I heard this man call it van there. I would have thought I was in heaven. Tears started coming down my eye. I just wow, subhanAllah. And there's been many, many like that. I hear them articulating this. So I knew what they were, so I know where they are. And we got people who are working. Ajeen, he ain't know no Arabic. We used to be in the, I ain't gonna tell you what we used to be. I ain't gonna go there.
You in Chicago, we know.
But when we came to Islam, we came following Elijah Muhammad, and we wanted to be right. We wanted to be decent. This man wasn't going to give his life at one of these colleges up there because he wanted to kill a white man. Me, same way. But my point is, Allah saved us and brought us here, and then when Imam Mohammed came in, we started going. We said, man, we're going to get this, we're going to get this, we're going to get this, and I'm still trying to get it. I ain't got it like I want it, but when I go overseas, inshallah, when I do go over there, and I argue with them on certain things, they have to straighten up. You can't lead me down the dark hole. I'm gonna lie, I tell you can't. They already know. They don't even want me in some meetings. Especially when they want to capture you. They don't want me there. They used to try and buy Imam W. Muhammad. In fact, I was telling this brother who's trying to get me to do something. I said, brother, don't you know that they offer Imam W. Muhammad $200 million? And the man says, wow, Thank you. That's good. We need that. He said, Imam, there's only one thing we want. What is that? Yeah. You have to teach what we want. He said, no, thank you. He walked out. Not once, several different times. Saw with my own eye, heard with my own ear. He turned them down. You would not buy this community. Now, brothers and sisters, I'm going to conclude on this. Look, we had a very critical time. We have a critical time. And I don't let people separate me from our work. Because I understand the bigger picture, you know. That's why if I talk to Wallace and somebody else saying that, I don't let them talk to me about that. No. You know, I try to show we got to work together. We need unity. We need unity. Look, and Imam Muhammad, he tried so hard. Yeah, well, we loved him, but they ain't loving what he wanted. You see, I want to tell the brother yesterday, I said, so what you saying, we don't need the Arabic, well, what was you, the Imam was lying to us? That's what I want to ask him, well, was he lying, saying we should get this Arabic? So we should get this Quran? That the Honorable Elijah Muhammad stood up for years and held up and put that book over every book? Go read the book. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad put the Quran up over every book in its revealed language.